I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. Welcome. Today we have Jillie Clark, psychic, angelic channeler, ascension guide, and way shower, and she's going to explain what that is. Hi, Jillie. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me, Mary Amy. I'm so happy, excited to be here with everyone today.
I am very grateful you're here. You are an activator. You help us out there to become more acquainted with our truest self. And you were actually the first one that I interviewed on this series. And so thank you very much. Jillie, I want to, I'm going to get right into it because I have so many things to ask you. And I just love your energy. Okay, Jillie, please share with us, those who have, this is their first meeting with you, and so they haven't become acquainted with your lovely energy. Can you please share with us about your journey up until now?
Okay, well, I'm Jillie, an angelic channeler, and my journey, I chose to have certain experiences to awaken to my gifts. So when we incarnate, we pick these certain experiences to go through so that we can help others to transcend and to come back to love, come back into their heart space. So I went through those experiences to transcend those things and come back to my heart space. So now I'm showing the way shore is I'm showing you a new way. I've been shown a new way, so I'm showing others a new way to come back into their heart, back into the present moment, and knowing that the way the things were does not have to be how it is. Like it's a new way. Like they can choose love, they can choose to come back into their heart and to transcend. And as you go through those experiences, what happens is you actually transcend, your soul expands, and your way actually you're it's like a what do you call, like a propeller, like a, you pull it back like a slingshot. Like when you're back there and you're looking at these things and you're healing these things, and then once you transcend them and you see it and you can give it all love, and then you're like propelled further and you're like, oh, thank you for those experiences. I'm up here and nothing is outside. It's all right here. But I'm just saying that so people would understand. So it's like it propels you into who you truly are, which really propels you back in, but it propels you to a new way of seeing things. Does that make sense? Like, so I chose, and my soul's mission chose to come in to be the way shore, chose to show and activate those that are ready and to ready to stand in their truth and to show up. So yes. Like,
And your journey, this spiritual journey, began for you, I read in your bio, 2007. Can you share with us some indications that you had? Were they physical, emotional, spiritual? So maybe those out there who are just awakening, who are on their journey like we are, can see some indications or signs.
okay, yeah, I did start my journey. I mean, it started, of course, when I was born, but we're like, oh, wait a minute, there's something more out there. There's something different. There's another way of being. I started that in 2007, and I started unlocking and unveiling and clearing. So the signs I noticed was I was just kind of like, wait a minute, that's not true. Like what someone had told me, that I can decide my own truth. So that's the first sign is you'll start questioning things. You'll start noticing, wait a minute, there's a new way, there's something. And of course you'll see like like the human mind or the human parts, like the thinking, you'll be like, wait a minute, no, I've come back down into my heart and listen to my heart and realize that you're not your mind, you're not your body, you're much more, you're having a physical experience. Your soul is having a physical experience in this body. So that's the thing that's it's a constant practice, it's a constant showing up, it's like a constant reminding. It's like, wait a minute, when you start questioning and you start like when things will start falling away, they're really not falling from you. They're just things that are, you're elevating your consciousness. So things are going to start shifting. So you may notice where you live, the people you're around, you may notice yourself, your body, you may notice things are shifting. And you're like, what is going on? You're not crazy, because what is normal? And it's like, the thing is, it's like being okay in the unknown, being okay knowing that you're never separate from God, the angels, and it's always right here within. So that's the other thing people would notice. They're like, everything I've learned is not true. Everything I've known is falling apart. My whole world is like falling apart. But it's really, it's a gratitude part. It's a grateful part, because you're remembering who you truly are as a soul. And I just got tingles as I was saying that, because that's what's happening. I feel collectively, is a lot of people, things are falling away and they're like, oh, I'm losing myself. I'm losing everything I've known, but you're really gaining much more, because those were just experiences for growth and expansion. Those were just experiences to learn and grow and to come back into truth of who you really are. So the journey is not always sunshine and rainbows, and it's, you don't have to have it all figured out. That's the other thing I want to point out. It's like, show up and show up in your best, and it is your highest aspect, because when these things happen, they're not happening to you, they're happening for you. So it's the human mind, or that human aspect, that tries to like control and resist and hold on. So it's like when we just let go and just surrender in each moment and trust, and see everything from the higher aspect as these parts are falling away, be grateful, because it doesn't have to be, it's not holding it, it's a belief that it's holding someone back. It's not really, but if you believe that, so it's like letting go of like, no, nothing's holding me back. I choose to stand in my truth and be that light, be the way shore. So knowing that the universe, God, the angels always have your back, and they're always with you, and you're always, God is within. So the thing is, just no matter, it is the unknown, because this has never happened before, but it is absolutely beautiful, even though things are falling away and falling apart, but it's because everything has been veiled, everything has been hidden. So now it's beautiful that things are being exposed and being cleared, but we send love and lift those others up. And each person is going through their journey in their own way. So the thing is, we're holding the light, the pillar of light in each coordinates, and letting others experience how they're experiencing it. And things are falling away from them, even if they don't know it. They're shifting. We're all getting these same codes, these same frequencies, no matter where somebody is on their spiritual journey. Whether if somebody is, we're all the same and equal. But I'm going to say, like, if you see someone out there that maybe is not behaving in a way that you would want in your world, they're still God essence. Maybe they're on a different, like kindergarten or middle school level, but they're still the same. We're still the same. So we just send them that aspect of ourselves, because we're all one in essence. So we just send that love, and also with ourselves, we just send love, and we don't have to go back in and dig up roots and dig up and fix anything, because nothing is broken. It's going according to God's will, to the plan. So basically, we get up and we show up each day as when we do our meditations, our prayers, or whatever each person, and even when I speak to clients, it's like, I don't say do this way, do this way or that. It's like, no, you find what works for you, because each person is going to find their own ways of showing up, and it's all for the same mission, and all for unity, and all for love, and for oneness, and all in that same energy and that same aspect. So it comes together in their way. And the thing is, we are our truest self in this moment. There's much more coming in, much more is unlocking, much more, which it's coming in, but it's already here. It's the codes are coming in and unlocking from within. So there's no trying to like figure out, when is this breakthrough going to happen? When is this going to happen? When is that? It's already happened within the soul. It's the human part, the mind, that's trying to catch up. It's trying to figure it out. And it's like, nope. And when you stop, when we stop and we sit in that stillness that's underneath the busyness sometimes of the mind, or the busyness of the collective, when we stop and sit in that stillness within, we realize that's not, that's just the program. That's just an experience. We can just sit in and realize that that's just the noise. It's just energy. It's just things leaving. So it's just being grateful for that transition that's happening collectively and on the planet, and just allowing it, and knowing that if we get caught up in something, or we get like, oh, I got to fix this before I can do this, or I don't know what I'm doing, we just stop and come back to that stillness, come back into the heart, back into the present moment, back into just that unified field, back and put your feet on the ground on the crystalline floor, and realize it's okay, and tell yourself it's okay, and like, and hold yourself and say, wait a minute, I was kind of trying, I was over here, but that's okay, because I needed to do that for that experience. Or realize that those thought forms, or I was around a certain energy, no judgment, but wait a minute, that's not mine. I can just clear it. And clearing it is just, that's not my thought form, and sending it love, just clearing it and letting it go. There's different ways of clearing energy, but it's basically just coming back to the present moment in every moment, and surrendering in every moment, because we're shifting so fast that the mind, that it's not, it's uncomprehendable, it's not going to figure it out. So it's like letting it, being in that meditative state all the time, and being in the heart, and being in that stillness as much as possible. Yes, we are seeing the fall, because that's what we were guided to do. That's what we chose, to see it, but and just witness it, and realize that these holographics and these overlays, it's just falling, it's just leaving. And like, I hear ambulances like today, I'm like, it's just showing that it's leaving, and knowing that everything is going according to plan, and realize that this is God's will, and that we are God sovereign beings of light, and that we are coming home, and realizing our power within. And something I want to share too, maybe you have an experience with someone, and say, or maybe you see something that didn't go like as you planned, and maybe it wasn't towards you, or maybe you just saw it. You can collapse that. You can clear it and collapse that, and say, no, I don't choose to see that. I collapse that, and I create a new one. And I send love to all those people. And I create a new reality where I'm interacting with them, and they're having interactions of love, peace, unconditional love, harmony, and balance. And I'll tell you from experience, I do this, and you would be surprised if you really, really believe in your powers. We are very, very powerful creators. And it's amazing that when we start believing in ourselves, and believing in God, and believing and strengthening that relationship, and praying, and realize it's right here, everything is within, nothing is outside. Or the archangels, family of light, or galactic family of light, all these beings that are here are really already here. They're right here within us. So knowing that, we're just remembering that we're not just, okay, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go home, I'm going to eat, I'm going to do this errand, do this. We're not here to do. Of course, we do have to do things, but we're here for much more. We have responsibilities, but it's not just that, it's a much bigger picture. So, in remembering that, yeah, I'm just trying to see where else I was going to go with that. But yeah, it's a constant just knowing that everything that you desire desires you, and everything that your soul has picked is lining up according to that plan. It's just allowing it to unfold, allowing it to unfold, the timing. Because if it's like, oh, I'm going to think my way over here and I'm just going to jump over there, it's like, nope, it's allowing the timing. It's just like, I'm just keep and having that dream, that vision in our mind's eye, and knowing that it's unfolding perfectly. So I know that kind of went on.
But you know what? You covered a lot, and I really appreciate that. When you did recognize that there was something else out there, maybe it was, like you said, there was something, an alternative. I don't remember exactly how you described it. You show so much confidence and so much insightfulness, and you have this through line with you. How did the characters, the participants in your life, deal with this alternative version of you, or this transition, this change? Was it evident, and what was the response that you received? Did you have this much confidence back then?
Okay. I'm gonna go back to my whole life shifted. At first, I was upside down. I was like, oh, that happened to me. It happens to everyone. And I was like, my whole life went upside down. And at first, I mean, I was grateful, but at first I was like, holy cow. I'm like, what is going on? So, okay, everyone around me noticed.
Mhm.
I noticed. Um, a lot of things have shifted out of my life. I changed my whole lifestyle, and I'm still continuing to change it. Um, I I balance my energy better. Like I maintain myself. I don't really go out much. I mean, I do a little bit if I feel guided to. But what I do is I just go by my guidances, but I don't really, I just maintain, and I ask what would be best for me that day. So yes, my whole life is still changing, and we are constantly shifting. So that's the part of just trusting and allowing and receiving those informations that come in. And then I share what I learn and what comes in for me with others. And like I said, those experiences, that experience that I went through, I can show others that if I can do it, you can do it. So yes, it was a life-changing, and it's still life-changing. I'm still learning, still growing, still expanding. I don't know everything, but I do show up and consciously choose in each moment. And I'm not perfect, and I don't try to be. So it's like, if I like, nope, I'll just do something different next time. That didn't feel as good, I'll choose something different. So the thing is, you will notice when people fall away, new people come in, new energy comes in, new avenues and new habits, new behaviors shift. So that's the thing. It's just being open to that and just allowing it. And I'm constantly changing. I mean, we're all constantly changing. It's not just me, because we're multidimensional. So yes, people do notice, but the thing is, I'm showing up as my highest self and consciously with love with my through my heart. So that's the thing. It's a beautiful change. So it's not anything to resist with people. It's like you're going towards love, you're going towards your truth, towards your heart. It's never been anything to be afraid of, because it's like through our life everything has always been okay. And that's another thing I experienced. I was like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if that's going to be okay, but it worked out. And that's the thing. It's like I reflect on things, and that's another thing I recommend with clients. It's like, look at the experiences you did make it through. I mean, you look where you are. Your angels, God, they've always been there. You went through those experiences to learn, grow, and expand. They weren't life like things you have to stay in your whole life. So the thing is, um, we choose that experience. I chose that to show others, the way shower, that it isn't always easy, but it doesn't have to be a struggle. It's like, just get up. When you get up and you start calibrating and you do your conscious routines and eating, and I do eat healthy and I eat a lot of things from the earth, but if I want candy and chocolate, I'm going to eat it consciously. So, and
Good for you.
if I want a piece of meat, I'm gonna eat it. Like my body, like I said before, I was like, I'm never eating meat. But you know what? If I need it, I'm gonna have a steak. But it's all about consciousness. It's just being conscious. But so when I'm eating it, I'm showing others conscious ways of being, of eating, or of, and that's the thing. I'm living the way shower. That's the thing. It's like I'm not just the way shower right here on the show or out in public. I'm the way shower at home. I'm the way shower everywhere. It's like I'm just constantly being conscious in observing, and being the best I can be. And that's the thing. And it's like I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just being conscious and doing my best. And that's the other thing that I do speak of and teach. And there is no right and wrong. That's the human part. That's the human mind aspect. But really, in the soul level, there isn't a right and a wrong. So it's like when you just like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should do that. You just got to kind of see how it feels. It's like if you really know it's something that's not going to serve you, then you know. But it's like just use your discernment and learn. And it's like, and if you do something that's like, wait a minute, was I conscious? Or even like eating that cake or eating food, it's like if you're sitting there eating it and not enjoying it, saying, oh, I'm gonna gain weight, I'm gonna blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we telling ourselves? What are we telling ourselves when we're eating in everyday activities? It's like that's the key. It's just, what are we feeding ourselves, and what are we putting out the ripples and out through the cosmos? So it's like we just come back and we're like, okay, do I want to be in this kind of energy? This is the kind of energy that feels good. So yes, I want to stay here. And maybe there's something we're processing one day and we just want to just stay home. We're still conscious, but we're holding ourselves with love. It's like maybe there's something processing in the body, and it's just telling ourselves we love ourselves, and knowing that that's a part of the experience too, that's helping me to expand and grow, and know that that is coming up because it needs some love. That's a part of me that maybe needs some love. It doesn't need to be fixed, it just needs love and just to be alchemized. And that's the thing. It's like we don't have to go, when did this happen, what's this, like, no, just give it some love and just thank it, just give it love and let it go.
Okay, so you know what I've recognized, and you brought this to light for me, that I am bringing on and I'm choosing beings like you. And it's very evident to me that you all are very confident and you are all very much carrying this light. And I don't know if you realize how much light you're beaming off onto everyone. And that's probably why you're an activator and that you are doing what you're doing, because this is what you're meant to, it's your journey, it's your mission. and I'm seeing, like, I'm seeing you in the distance, and I'm kind of floored by it. I'm floored that there's someone like you that exists, that is carrying all of this positivity and hope. And not only that, but you're actually sharing it with others. So I'm giving you that right now, that just, that's who you are. Like, I'm seeing who you are right now. I mean, there's so much more to you. I'm being it's very simplistic what I'm saying, but it's really, you're just carrying all this divine light, this light that's within you, and you're radiating on everyone else. And now I'm going to segue into asking, would you like to channel for us Archangel Michael, or do light language, because you heal us multidimensionally?
Yeah, I feel like I've had things popping in, like different aspects popping in, angelic aspects.
Okay.
Just now we're coming in. So yeah, I could definitely oh, and yes, when you had said that, there is much more that's going to activate and unlock. This is just the truest at this moment. Let me see the light language or channel. Um, um, what? And a reminder that you're always the one you've been waiting for. Nothing is outside, and utala tutsa palata ta kulla batata ta kulla ba utsknamanata tutla bata ulla batata tutla bata tut matula batakla tokla utsknamatu ta palata kulla bata kitete kulla tata tukula batna katachi kulla mana utsknamatu kulla bata tukula batna no kulla bata batula batis kulla bait. Sato ta shi shu shabata to kalata to tamana. These are just frequencies. Ulabata kulabata 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 tis kulstatus kulamana kulabata to kulabata to kulabata chit. Makoto kulabata to kulabata to kulabata to kulabata kitete kulata chit. Source codes, I just feel it streaming through. Just receive them with love and light. Makoto kulabata katsu kulabata katata kulabata kitsu kulamana. It's important to stay open and receptive, and knowing that you are receiving everything at the perfect moment. And also, I'm constantly, this channel is constantly channeling. It's constant multidimensional frequencies with words, with the presence. Kolabata kutubate tit kutubanana kutukolabata tit kolabata tit kolabata. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, mm. So my messages in the beginning, um, close with this as well. Just knowing that you have the choice in every moment to choose the highest timeline and choosing how you want to experience each moment and allowing yourself to let it unfold without holding on. Just let yourself be, let yourself be lived, let yourself bloom, let yourself be driven by a higher power for the soul's, each individual soul's mission, and staying in the heart, in the present moment, because things are not linear, things are quantum, things are jumping, things are happening very fast. So just know that if you're looking at things from the A to B, or how is this going to happen to there, that's the mind. Just keep coming back to the heart, surrendering, put your intentions out, what you would like to create, what you would like, without attaching, without trying to figure it, just knowing that it's unfolding perfectly. And asking what you're asking for, ask for that, for something better. There's a much bigger picture here. There's a much bigger unfolding, and there's much happening behind the scenes. And even if it doesn't look like your world is shifting, it is. Just trust that it is, because you're blooming and blossoming inside out. So the more that you're raising your consciousness, raising your frequencies, and showing up and being that light, being your highest aspect, you'll see that around you, as you get brighter, you'll see those things that are falling away. You're not losing anything. It's just things that aren't serving you any longer. And be willing to just let that fall away and let the new come in. Let the new come in, and allow yourself to receive the new. Allow yourself to believe in miracles and to believe in anything that's possible, because it is. In this reality right here, it's it's not all there is. There is much more, and much more than you can ever imagine. So just keep seeing the bigger picture, keep that visualizing, keep that faith, keep that, just that flow, knowing that it's unfolding perfectly, and trust the timing of your life. Nothing is forced. It's just like nature, part of nature, knowing that we're all one, we're all connected in this unified field. in this oneness, in this unconditional love, in this Christ consciousness love. That is your birthright. So when you forget, come back to this stillness, back to the heart, and remember you are made of love and you deserve love, and you're blooming perfectly from the inside out, and knowing that just being in the moment, being happy and being in your heart, even though you don't see the step in front of you sometimes, but you trust, you have that faith, you have that inner knowing and that belief. Life takes care of life, and you are life. And knowing that you have not come this far to not be guided anymore. We are always guiding, we are always with you. So when you ever get to that spot, when you don't know, you just remember that you're not alone, and remember, have that trust and that faith in God within you, knowing you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And always remember to tell yourself that. And when you love yourself from the inside, start loving, being gentle, and telling yourself that you love yourself and that it's going to be okay, and saying those words to yourself, knowing that it's unfolding perfectly and that you are exactly where you're supposed to be in every moment. And realities are shifting. Things are shifting fast. And oh, I want to go back to what I just was hearing about realities. Just keep, we're constantly shifting. We're constantly shifting. So we can constantly be collapsing things and constantly bringing in the new, collapsing any thought forms, collapsing them. And we're doing this from the higher perspective, from like the higher aspect. It's not the human mind, it's not the thinking, it's the soul, the observer that's doing this. So we're just observing and clearing and cleansing, and just like, nope, that's not serving. Or if we see something out there, which like we're just clearing and cleansing. And what it's doing is it's shifting realities, it's shifting. In each moment we can choose which timeline we're on and how we experience things. So maybe, and this is coming back into mention it, it's like maybe we had an experience with someone yesterday and when it didn't go as we planned, we can collapse that and just see it transmuting into light, clearing it, creating a new one where that person was happy and doing well, and we're having a great conversation, and we're seeing the best of them, and then we're seeing the best of ourselves. And so we can do that in each moment, in any moment, like constantly like collapsing and bringing in. And the thing is, it's we don't have to do when we're guided to do it. It's like we're going to see things unfolding, But when we're experiencing it and we're like, wait a minute, what am I seeing? I'm somewhere, I can go ahead and change that. It's like when you're in each experience, just knowing we have that power to do that. Yes.
When you began, when
Mhm.
you began doing this light language, a combination of guidance and light language, and you were taking us through a lot of, I guess, downloads that you were receiving, I immediately saw you on the floor. You were blue. You had your legs crossed. And then behind you was, and it was very dimensional, were all of these, was all these different colors of light, but it was very expansive. And there was sparks of light behind you. I couldn't see what your face looked like, but I saw your body and you were sitting there. And wait, there was something else that I saw. What now I'm forgetting. There was something after that. It was, I can't, it'll come to me. Maybe it'll come when I'm not talking about it, but you were most definitely, oh, I know. And then you were actually, it's almost like you were putting out your fingers like to touch, I guess, not just me, but touch everyone. And that's what I saw.
I felt, when you said I was blue, I felt the Arcturians.
Okay, there you go. Because they channel me. So I don't know. I'm Octurians from the star family Octurians. But are you Octurian? Because I felt this something connection with you that, and I just went. I go to another consciousness when I tune in with you. It's like I can see it. I don't know if it's in the ether. I don't know if it's right now. We just are seeing it. It's in another version of us, but that's what I see with you. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, yeah, that's an aspect of me I've activated.
Hello, fellow Actuarian. Because you're blue. I was like, oh my God, there she is, and she's blue.
Oh, wow.
I
Thank
know
you.
I'm blue. Pardon me.
I felt that. Thank you. They came in. I, it's like when I channel, it's like I channeled the archangels, all angelic beings, but it's like I felt the Arcturians come in.
Yeah, I saw it. I
And
saw
when
it.
I'm channeling, I channel multidimensionally. So I'm channeling multiple people
Right.
sometimes, and I'm channeling when I'm talking. So I felt them and I saw them come in. I saw the aspect come in.
I saw you too. They were in you, or you're a part of them. I don't know. Wow,
It's right here. It's in my soul.
it is in your soul. You're
And
blessed.
yes.
You're blessed. You're blessed. I'm going to meet you in person in Virginia. Okay.
You know
So,
what?
yeah.
Oh, you're blessed too. And you know what? I've had a couple dreams about being in New York City.
Well, it's going to happen. We're going to connect because you're my number one right now. You're in my number one. I want to create this network, and it's not going to be evident yet how it's going to form, but I believe that we're going to be able to see. I'm sharing this. We're going to be able to see everything like in a hologram version where it's going to just drop down. Maybe it's going to be in your home. Maybe you're going to be driving in your vehicle or flying in your vehicle. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's not going to necessarily be via the internet. Maybe it's going to be this underneath this quantum or through the ether, but somehow. And I see you having a channel. Like I see you doing either weekly or daily thing, which I have to talk to you about. That's what I see. And I that's what came through to me today, is that's what I'm supposed to be in the future doing something with you. Great.
Awesome. Well, that's the thing I want to do. I'm not going to say I want to. I am going to be, I am, as in the present tense, it's already happening, to do more channelings weekly and put them online on YouTube. That's something definitely I've been guided to do. I just getting it, doing it.
I see that for you. I see, and like that's what I want to do. I just want to bring forward. And I think that this for me right now, I'm in the learning phase of doing this, where I'm doing the matrix job, and then I'm doing an interview, and then I'm doing a group meditation, so I can handle it all. And I think that this is part of it, and I'm getting off the beaten track because this is about you. So, all right. What?
I said, you're fine. Thank you for sharing about
Yeah.
your journey is important as well, just as mine. And thank you
Thank
for sharing what you saw with me while I was channeling. I really, oh
there's
my God.
something else. I think I'll tune back into it, but right now I'm I'm not there. It's, you know, I have to go back into that little stillness. So you express this guidance to your clients, you and us, and anyone who out there who's smart enough, intelligent enough to pay attention to you. You mentioned that you do trauma clearing and cord cutting. Can you share with us? I'd like to hear about either, whatever you feel as though is more important, or if not both.
Okay. Well, basically, each session is unique and different. So with the cord cutting, yeah, I want to start with the cord cutting. What I do is I go through and do an energy clearing. First we talk, and then we talk about it. And then a cord cutting is I just do cord cutting from the chakras. I'll go through each chakra and just clear away any cords. I don't have to physically touch the person. I just do the guidance that I receive, and I'll use my hands or I'll use my feather. I'll take the drum around them and do light language and make different sounds. When I'm speaking and when I'm doing light language, it's clearing multidimensionally. So this is beyond words. I'm trying to like talk about it in words. But what I do is I'm like, okay, this is cleared. This has been cleared. I just listen to the guidance as I'm doing it. And I can do this over the phone or in person. So what I do is I just get the guidance, I go through and remove the cords and then ground them and do some clearing.
What are the cords? So for
Oh,
those that don't know what that means.
oh, okay. I apologize. There's cords attached to us energetically. To each person, there's cords. There's cords. There are cords connected with us to our family of light, to our angels that are guiding us, yes, of love and light, yes, we definitely want that assistance. But these cords I'm talking about are cords from when we were born, from the very beginning, when we're with our parents or our family members, or these beliefs, or the people that we've been around that maybe aren't serving. No judgment, but that aren't serving. So what I do with cords is okay, maybe it's beliefs and programs associated with that. So it's when you cut that cord, it's like it's clearing that old belief, that old program, that old story, and creating something new. We don't need to carry the old. So basically, cords are just a way that we can understand it. I like in the linear and in the human. It's not really, it's just like when we're clearing it and we're clearing, it's like a program. It's an old belief. It's an old story. So when we're just clearing those, we're like, wait a minute, I don't have to believe that old thing. I release it. It's like releasing it from your field. It's just like, nope, I cut that away. I cut that thought away. I cut that away. So that's basically what I've understand it. There's different understandings with different healers, different ways, but it's like, nope, I let that old baggage go. So, and it may take several times because some of these are ingrained, from early on. But and now with these healing practices, I've noticed with clients and just seeing things are faster, like this, everything's fast. So when we do that clearing, it could be like, oh my gosh, it's gone. You know what I mean? So, and also like the trauma clearing, it's the similar thing. It's like giving people the new perspective, a new way. So when I'm sitting with them, they're like, oh, I never looked at it like that. I can change this habit. I can believe what I want to believe. I can change my habit. And I'm speaking to this in a more linear way to understand. But basically, when I'm clearing them and activating them, this stuff is leaving. You know what I mean? It's like clearing. And so when I say trauma stuff, it's like maybe something happened when they were a kid, or maybe, and they're carrying it with them. They're like, and they're talking about it. I'm like shifting them to change their story, change their perspective, change their way of being, change their energy. It's like, okay, someone said this about you. That is not true. That is not, or maybe it's something they carried on from a past life. Each person is different. So what I do is I tune in with them and see what needs to be done. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of it is done with no words. It's done, like they'll tell me it, and I can do it multidimensionally with light language and just whatever guidances I receive. And they'll leave and they'll be like, oh, but the thing is, healing isn't going to take 20 years nowadays. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fast. That's what we're doing here. We're shining the light so others can, not that anybody's behind or forward, but so they can catch, you know what I mean? So they can come up here and say, wait a minute,
Right.
I want to carry that. I don't have to. So basically, what I do is I'm like ripping off that veil, ripping off, like, wait a minute, clearing that trauma. And basically, I'm assisting them in that moment beyond words of like just clearing it. And so, and yes, they would still have to do the work and show up and like get up and consciously reprogram and remember, like get up and say, okay, I'm choosing to be happy. I'm choosing to look at this and grow and expand and seeing it from that higher aspect. So the trauma part is basically realizing you're not a victim, you're not your trauma, you're not your old story. It's like tell a new story. I can let that go. And it's that easy. But it it can be as easy or as hard as somebody wants it to be. But the thing is, I don't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. They come to me and I assist them. And the thing is, it's it's seeing the bigger picture. And I'll be honest, I've worked with clients and they've seen it fast. They're like, oh, thank you, in like no time. So the thing is, it's just, and it's also about perspective, and it's about observing yourself. It's like, and the self-talk. So it's like, for an example, okay, here's an example. Okay, this happened to me when I was 13. Like this happened, somebody said so and so said this, blah 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 blah. Okay, you don't have, that is not, that's their truth, what they were going through, through their lens, to their perspective. That's not your truth. You just believe that to be your truth. So that's part of it too. It's like you can just drop that and realize that is not who you truly are. And I've seen the shifts with people instantly. They're like, wait a minute. So that's part of it too. And I want to get on my website and reword. It's almost like, how do you put words? You know what I mean? Because it's like,
I know what you mean.
it's like I can't,
Or
it's
to
kind
just
of,
make a description that really is precisely exactly what you're doing. It's all, and it's all going to be taken a different way depending on the person.
yeah. And it's like each one, and also the natives come in a lot. So it's like the ancestors. So I'll have my drum out and I'll be around the client and I'll be drumming and doing like Indian sounds. Oh, and I had a client at a show, I think it was last year or the year before. She she sat down and her energy, she was sitting there. This is just an observation. She was sitting there and I could tell she was holding on to something and she wanted, some advice. I do intuitive readings, but it's much more like at these shows. I've been working in Salem and in Roanoke, which is about an hour from where I live at the moment. And I went around her and I made these sounds. I made these light language sounds and she just she fell to the floor. And what happened was she let go of an ancestral thing that had been like, And she was just like, it was, I knew exactly. And
She was
how
free after that.
she felt free. And she looked up and I was like, you're safe. It's okay. And that's the other thing. It's like, it's okay to let go of these things. It it's part of the program. It's like, okay, I've got to hold this stuff because I don't know what else there is, but there's much, much more. You know, that's the mind, you know, or the human part. So, but she is such a beautiful soul. We have such beautiful connection. And later she comes back to me and she said she looked up at me and she said I was blue.
Another one. You're blue. You are just blue today.
And I had blonde hair and gold on my forehead. Or I was wearing blue. So I feel I was feeling very galactic and excuse me, angelic. So I feel with me and what I feel they're very, very angelic. And so it's like when we're multidimensional, it's like they're all helping and they're all already here. So it's like I wanted to share that experience with you because I just went around and showed up and made those sounds and that happened. So that's how easy it can be. You know what I mean? It's like when the soul or that part, when you're open and allowing, like, oh, wait a minute, that opened up. That's how easy it can be. And it's like each time someone sits with me, just being with me, and I'm speaking with them, and even us here, it does something. It's the energy, it's the frequencies. So that's the thing when clients do come to me and I'm helping them raise their vibration, shifting back into their heart, into their truth, into their truest potential. And the thing is, they're perfect and whole right where they are. Nothing's broken. It's just they're remembering that they have that true power and that true gift within. I'm just waking them up and reminding them, being that, I'm gonna say it again, the way shower. But I do want to add some more. Thank you. I do want to add some more things to my site. I want to put some more things on there and change it up a little bit.
It looks good right now as is.
Oh, thank you, honey. But I mean, like wording. I want to put some some other little things on there, or maybe change pictures. I don't know.
Because you're evolving, so you see more. How
Yeah.
can we have so many distractions right now, especially right now, and if we don't tune inward and we don't go to our heart chakra and we aren't spending time in nature, we get distracted. We're distracted. How can we raise our vibration?
Okay. Yes, there are many distractions right now. Um, the first thing that I'm getting is you're gonna have to make that time, make that a priority, make yourself a priority, because it's always going to be, well, not always, but at the moment it's going to be distractions. So you're going to have to make that your habit, your priority. Even if you're busy, it's like carve out, even if it's 5 minutes standing on the ground with a tree and just like, okay, I expect this to go well. I expect miracles. And that comes back to the calibrating and the meditating before you go out there. When I say out there is when you're going out into the world, going out. It's like when if somebody's choosing to be busy and they're not choosing to calibrate, then they're going to have the busyness. But that's the thing. They have a conscious choice. They can make a conscious choice to come back home, which is to hear, sit with themselves, meditate, go outside in nature, listen to the 528 tones, viral tones on YouTube, 528 hertz, or play their crystal ball, or play their drum, or whatever, or dance, or sing, or play their music, whatever is bringing them joy, and like get out of that the outside world and come in. and carve out that time, because when you carve out that time, then you're going to show up in the busyness and see it for what it is, because you're going to have that calmness within. You're not going to be enveloped in the busyness. You're just going to see it and know that, okay, like in cutting back on social media or Facebook, Instagram. I mean, they're great qualities and great tools. They've helped me immensely. But it's like if someone's scrolling through there, they're picking up all those energies. So it's like being conscious. It's like, wait a minute, where am I putting my energy? So it's like it's just the constant awareness. And the thing is too, make it in baby steps. Like, how am I going to change my whole life right now? The first thing is know that it's baby steps. Make small changes, like little changes. Like, wait a minute, okay, maybe I'm on, like, maybe I'm sleeping in later. Maybe I can get up an hour earlier and meditate or do my yoga or do qigong or whatever you feel guided to do, or movements. Go for a nature walk. When you feel that real busyness and you feel like you need some relief right away, get out in nature and do some prayers and do, like, connect and come back to that present moment, because that's the busyness is not in the present moment, and we're not calibrating to the busyness. We're not calibrating to the world out there. We're calibrating to source God within. We're calibrating to that. So when we're in that stillness, of course the mind, of course the human part of us is still going to be like, oh my gosh, sometimes. Love that part of yourself. Tell yourself it is going to be okay and that everything is okay. Rub like lotion on and tell each part of yourself you love yourself, and take those salt baths and take those me days and lay in bed all day and just not feel bad about it. Give yourself permission to that's showing up as well. Give yourself permission to just be. And as we're shifting here, of course, it's like, okay, I'm doing this. Maybe I don't want to do that. I want to do this. So it's kind of like you're not sure what you're to be doing in each moment, but be okay with that and know that, okay, if I don't know what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to take a walk. If I'm at work or I'm out somewhere and this it's something, an energy or something, it's not really outside, it's just the mind. Go in the bathroom and take some deep breaths and do affirmations. Go in the bathroom and go, just if you can't be loud, just do the deep breaths and tell yourself, I am safe. Everything is okay. This is just temporary. And you can just bring that golden light down all over, all through your whole body, through your chakras, through everything. And come back out. And that's another part of collapsing that reality. It's like if you're feeling uncomfortable and things are going on, collapse it and then come back and say, send it all love. It's okay. Come back to the moment and say, when I come back out, everything is going to be shifted, because you're shifted. You're shifting from here. You're not shifting them. You're shifting from inside. They're not going to change unless they're choosing to. But it's like when you're shifted inside, you come back out, you're like, oh, yeah, okay. You're on another timeline. And we're on constantly on different timelines in every moment. So that's a part of, like I said, if you're on the if you see something or you feel something, you can stop and say, wait a minute, I'm going to go in the bathroom or wherever you can get to and breathe. Breathing's very important. It's like, nope, I'm going to collapse this. This is unwanted. This is not what I want to experience. Collapse it. Come back. Come back to your heart. Come back to the moment. Say, nope, I choose to see love. I choose to be in my heart. I choose to surrender and surrender to the moment, knowing that I'm seeing this because my soul self, my higher self, chose to be here and to see this. It's my mind, my human self, that is resisting or reacting. to the moment, to what's going on. So I can calibrate myself back into my heart, back into my higher seeing, and see it from that aspect. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a lesson. This is something that I asked to see at this very moment. They're doing exactly what I asked them to do in this moment.
You have given us so much today. I will rewatch this. Before we go, is there anything you would like to share with the viewers?
I would like to share, I'm taking clients. I'd be happy to assist you if you're struggling with anything. I'll be happy to give you guidance, clearings, and you can put a message on here, send me a message. Again, I'm Jillie Angelic Channeler. You can find me on my website at jillieangelichanneler.com, on Facebook, Jillie Clark, and on Instagram, Jillie Angelic Channeler. If you have any questions, reach out. I'd be happy to help you. I'm just here and on the planet and in this moment, showing up and helping you to remember your truest self, your lights.
Oh, you know what I'll do? I'm going to put all of your information on the description for this video. So anyone who is interested in connecting with Jillie, you'll have that availability. And I am so grateful, Jillie. And you are a shining light, and you just radiate divine energy. And I'm so grateful that we know each other. And thank you so much for joining us today. And hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.